Why, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Voice of the Rings. I'm your hosting guide, Zollin Ironshield, and today we're going to do a little coverage of what happens with the RiseToWar Rings of Power, Kings of Men ability. So I'm going to go ahead and go on to my account that I have not logged into the game yet. Pops up right when you first log in. I've already chosen to join this in back end. Now that we've chosen our campaign, we're in the selecting where this is what's different. Okay, the map has changed from the regular things. It's actually bigger. They've added Harad. They explain it right here and stuff, and I will show you right now. This is what we're going to explore it together right now, so you can plan for the future if you're going to do this campaign. So, understand, you have to establish a kingdom before you're going to be able to move. So once you sit down, you're going to have to be part of a kingdom, which basically is your faction in this game, because there really are no factions, okay? So how it works is everyone's neutral enemy, right? So pretty much like nobody's your friend except for your fellowship, right? You can make a fellowship up, your 100 will be the same. You can work together, you can work with each other's tiles, that kind of thing. So that's the first thing you need to keep in mind and remember. So as you can see, they've really made the map a lot bigger because it was really cut off right about here originally, but basically they've added all of Harad. So if you click on a region, whichever one you want to spawn into, depending on whichever ring area you want to spawn into. Again, they've done different areas. They have the Mordor section, the Wold, the Bay of Belfalas, this area, the Edenwaith, the Iron Hills, Eriador, the Umbar Coast, and Harad, okay? Again, I love how big the map is, but here's the cool thing now. So for example, let's use Umbar as an example here. So as you can see, it's split up into multiple regions within the thing. So you have your capital. You can't ever spawn in the capital region. This one's full, meaning there were so many people select this spot that you can't go there anymore. But now basically you can just select all of these. Now to capture all of these, they all have, just like a normal thing, they all have a keep. And then they also have these little forts that you have to, little watch towers that you have to capture to basically have the ability, once you capture those, it reduces the durability of the keep, so then you can take the keep kind of thing, okay? So basically, when you start, everyone starts, and then you try to take the keeps early on, and first you take the watchtowers, then you take the keeps, and then once your fellowships are big enough, let's say you have 4 or 5 fellowships in this group, you attack and take the place. Then at that point, whoever takes it can then found the kingdom, which means as long as you have the capital place, right, where the ring is, you found it 24 hours later, you can start as a kingdom, and that kingdom can have up to 5 fellowships in it, and then basically at that point you turn into like a normal faction system, right? But now you have all these regions to deal with that you have to protect. If someone wants to come and take it, let's say from this side, they're coming from Harad, they'd have to come and, take the durability of you have to defend your little watchtowers, and they have to take your keep, and they have to come all the way and try to take your ring, right? And you're just the same almost as the other way, right? Except it's kind of neat because when you first start, you can't move around. That's the big one to remember, guys, okay? You can't move around. But as you can see, we have, for example, let's go through it real quick. So you have Umbar Inlands, Western, Harad, Near Harad, Harandor, North Coast, and Umbar Cape, which is the capital location. Then for the Harad region, again, it doesn't necessarily matter which one you spawn in. For example, I don't think if you could have these and go for this ring if you wanted to, that kind of thing. Badlands, right? You have the Badlands, you have Harad Borderlands, Eastern Harad, Kron Borderlands, Southern Khand, and Northern Khand, and then Central Harad. Again, kind of cool how they did it and split it up. I like how they split it up. I think it's cool. Now you've also here, they didn't do Mount Doom, they made basically the capital of the Varangs as the spot here, as the ring you can capture. The Hills of Rune, as you can see, a lot of people spawned in here in obviously different groups. All the Ash Plains, I'm not going to keep naming every single one, but you get the point. So there's all these regions, so you can choose when you come in here. I want just so you can see. So if you're someone who really likes to play in Erebor, and as you can see, a lot of people chose a lot of the Erebor area. People really like to. I love the dwarves too. They're a good starting spot. But the way they've done it now, there's one ring down here. It's actually the Rune, basically, capital. And now you can start by capturing these, and then capture Rune and have your kingdom. Again, once you've founded the kingdom, the game plays similar to the regular tactics game, except for now to capture one of the other people's keeps, There are also ring powers that can protect you, where you can activate a ring power where no one can attack your stuff for a while, for a certain amount of time. It can like give you massive healing, massive resources. There's all this stuff you can get for capturing rings at different capitals. So there is a want to capture more than one of these 8 rings, all right, on the map. So that's a good thing to remember and realize. So then basically you have all of these different places, which are very, very cool. And then we also have, and then this region cannot be, and no one can be in the region around the ring, the actual one ring, for kind of the end game event, which is cool. Then you have the Wold. It's split up into Athelion, being kind of Minas Tirith. Athelion is the capital where the ring is, and all the other spots here in Rohan, right? And then you have the Bay of Belfast, where they made like Dol Amroth the ring location, and they're split up into a bunch of different spots, right? Unavailable, again, some of the areas are still unavailable. Like, remember, in the normal one, it's unavailable to land or even capture Paths of the Dead, right? So they do keep some of those things the same from the other campaign, because they don't want people to immediately have that. They want people to have to fight for the Oathbreakers, right? For that kind of unit. And then you have this area, which is like the Isengard or the Edowaith, which is the correct term, which is an area right about around here in the actual terminology. So I like the fact that they kind of named it the whole regional area around the small area that it's around, right? Isengard's where the ring is for this one, and then you got all these different places you can capture, right? And again, and then you have Eriador, right? Which is also very big, very nice, and you can choose any of these spots to join into, and wherever you like. You know, you can think about strategically where you want to be spawned. Think about it strategically where you want to spawn, guys, because it's really important, because you will not be able to move until you guys own a region. And just because you might own a keep, and you can get a keep early, you can take a keep early, it doesn't mean you own the land. You only own the land of that keep once your fellowships have allianced. So for example, real quick description, one alliance takes the keep, the Erdlewin keep, a fellowship, I'm saying. One fellowship takes North Downs keep, right? So you both own a keep. You can't move around in those still as in moving your base. You can move as in tile taking and taking stuff, and there's not siege debuffs yet, since no one owns anything. So like taking neutral camps, it's not like you're in an enemy place where you get a siege reduction. It's normal. You don't get a siege reduction. But you have to remember that the fact is now whoever takes this ring, those 2 fellowships join in out of the 5 fellowships after the ring is taken. Whoever takes the main place, they invite all the fellowships to join into this alliance to make a kingdom. Now all of those kingdoms will become like a faction, like you own it all. So then suddenly now you'll be able to move your base around and be able to transfer and move. So those are the kind of things you're going to want to think about. You know what I mean? As you go. I'm going to go ahead and pick Fordolin over here because I don't think this is my alt account. I'm not going to be playing very much. So I kind of want to be out of the way. So I'm not even sure I'm going to do so. So I'm going to go ahead and click it, start it, and I'll show you a couple more little things here. So basically, I'm starting for the first time on this alt account. My main account, I'm already far into the game for our first thing. But here we go. Boom, and it's telling me what I got last time on this account. Well, I didn't even play last time. So surprisingly enough, I got Protector, which is kind of hilarious because I didn't need. That's actually really good. I gained 100 points. Wow. Okay. Well, yay. That's awesome. Anyway, it's going to show us a couple things, right, with the event stuff. Let me turn the sound on now. I couldn't have the sound on because of the, they have the actual theme song from the movie, and it copyrights on YouTube. So anyway, you can start now, and again, as you can see, here's another view of the map. Now you can see this is where I'm in. This is the one I'm in. My main account's somewhere over here. I'm not going to tell you exactly where. And basically, I picked over here. And now these triangles on the map, they are the scout towers. And again, you can see durability, land durability of this region plus 30%. So it makes them stronger. So there is a possibility that someone can take a keep without taking your forts. But, I mean, or your watchtowers, but the thing is, they add so much defense. Like, for example, there's 2 defending this. So that means a 60% increase in the durability. It really, really helps defend these strategically. All right? So that's the thing you have to keep in mind. And then once someone's taken it, which, again, it says right now this is an enemy. But here's the trick. Everyone's an enemy to me right now. But if I was in my other group, my other account, these would all be green because those are my group. And oh look, there I am, Voice of the Rings. And then there's some other people here who helped, and they were the last ones to hit it and take it, but that's okay because they're going to be kind of the leader of the kingdom anyway. They're the biggest fellowship. So anyway, we're going to have like 5 fellowships that we've already planned. So for example, when you go back to the map one more time and you go up, we own a couple of these things. Our fellowships have kind of taken these. Their fellowship, the one that took it, all own kind of all of these, and another fellowship owns a few of these back here, and then we're planning on all being some of the 5 fellowships that join the kingdom. So then all of this will become basically our faction, right? Since we already own these. Right now, to us, they look just like this on the map to me on the other account. In fact, I will show you right now. Ready? I'm going to flip over so you can see it. Ready, set, flip. All right, there we go. So now you can see from my perspective, all right, from my main account. As you can see, we own the blue ones. The triangles, again, are the watchtowers. The keeps are our blue ones that we already own. Again, these look like enemies right now to us, but as you can see too, when you look, none of these are actually regions we control. As in, we have the keep, but they're not our color right now, right? Because we haven't founded a kingdom yet, like you would in a normal faction, all right? So that's the difference there for you, so that people can see that. And basically, once this is founded within 24 hours, we're going to be invited in, and then suddenly this will be our region too, and these will be our region, these will be our region. We should all be able to work together and do stuff, right? We will basically found our kingdom in Middle Earth, which again, it's a really cool system. I really think it's pretty darn fun, and yeah, I really, so far it's been very fun. I've really enjoyed it, and yeah. So anyway, if you guys have any questions, welcome to leave comments. I will do some more breakdown videos later. But again, the big capitals are Anuminos, right? Again, the ring also does have durability towers to defend it, as you can see here, that are very powerful and have really high level defenders. And again, they do give ring power, if you're curious. They do. It says 40 ring power an hour, right? Like the keeps do, right? Same thing. So they're kind of just like an extra layer of strategic battle placement in the game, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, and then again, the ring is the same stuff, except we have the watchtowers outside here, which is kind of cool. Yeah, and then again, the main places are Anuminos, Isengard, Osgiliath, Dol Amroth, Umbar, and then this is Haradabad. We have Mod Orthtog. I don't know what that one. And then Kinland. Oh, Kinland. Some people say it differently. So those are where all the main rings are. And again, of course, in the one ring. So that's the whole event. There it is. Basically, you guys can have a nice little view of it. And again, a lot of it is split up just like the other game, except now they split it up with slightly more regions, basically, where you have to kind of collect the regions first, then set up. I think it's a really cool system. I'm hoping it'll be a really fun game mode. And from my experiences, and I'll let you know, you'll see in the future, watch other future videos. But you guys have a wonderful day in Middle Earth. Thank you to my patrons for your support. Subscribe button's there if I earned it. If you guys like this kind of stuff, anything Tolkien, I do lots of stuff on this channel that's Tolkien, RiseToWar, and much other stuff, and many other things. Next episode's up there, and over there's Lotra we make content with voiceovers in Lord of the Rings Online. Have a great day in Middle Earth, my friends. I'll see you. Have fun out there with you making your kingdoms. Oh, and I've got to just add at the end of that video, my friends, the new ring abilities. Pretty much the ring is very similar. It looks really cool. You get this little thing you can click on to see how much your next upgrade is, or if you have an upgrade to use. Okay, right? But keep in mind, pretty much the same thing, but there's now level things in this game mode, where this is like 10, and then I believe it's 20, and level 30 or 40, and then 50, I believe it is. With the different levels here, but it'll say if you're someone who isn't already at that level, it'll say what level underneath it'll be, like in the little gray area. But you still have your increase how many territories you can have. You have extraction still, which is, you know, your regular. This is kind of a cool new power. Let me just show you the ring powers real fast. You have to see them. They're so cool. So basically, if you go to your thing, you say ring power, you can say extract, which is basically you get an instant amount of resources. It explains it for a certain amount of ring power. And then you also have gather, which is the normal one, like you guys all remembered from previous times, previous games. And mind sharpener, which is like mock battling, but it's much more powerful and it's really, really, really cool. And I will explain to you real quick why it's more powerful. If you go over here on the bottom right, your stamina one is this increase, Mind Sharpener, and then you have this 100% increase to Mind Sharpener. You still have the 10% XP. You have the powerful Sweeping Cut. This does more damage to tiles that aren't players. Urgent Support is a cool one too. They've got some cool active abilities, which makes it really fun. Again, I'll have a whole video talking about this ring, but it's really, really cool. And there's also basically, you can go to your own place. You can say Ring Power, and you can say the Midas Touch, which basically converts a certain amount of your stone into gold for some ring points. 6 ring, really, really good. But it is dependent, it says up here, on your max tax level. So it will increase depending on what your max tax level is. And then also, you can say go to a random mob, a sweeping mob. Instead of sweeping it, you can go to Ring Power. You can go to either, this is the good one, basically it allows you to bewitch the target, and I don't have enough points to use it right now, but you get like 1,500 soldiers. Amazing, you guys. It's so good. It's so good early on. And then you also have Clairvoyance, which is an amazing ability to basically whatever you can do it on, whatever the top 2 units are on a tile, no matter what. So you can just do it on a tile. You just Clairvoyance a tile and it'll tell you what's on it. So it's fantastic. Again, I'll have a video talking all about the ring powers, but I just thought I'd add that at the end real quick there. So you guys have a great, wonderful day in Middle-earth. Once again, like I just said, thanks again to subscribers. Subscribe button's there, I've earned it. Just like I said a minute ago. You guys have a great day in Middle-earth, and I'll see you all next episode of Voice of the Rings.